This is called the serious homeless problem around the world. I'm sure if you just look at your own neighborhood, you'll probably run across them. I do all the time. Before I get into my 4 poems, I want to share with you briefly on how I became homeless twice and how I've been fighting for over the last 2 years not to be there again. Back in October of '86, I was with a friend I've known since '78, and he's still a friend today, but his parents had talked to him into moving back in with them, and therefore left me without a roommate. I couldn't afford to live on my own, and Lily, a friend of mine, said I could move in. Suddenly said no. Her boyfriend she had at the time wouldn't let anyone come over, so they went that up the smoke. So all of a sudden, I found myself having to leave my place and no money, putting 95% of my stuff into storage, and I found myself homeless in less than 2 weeks. It happens every day, and it can happen to you, and unfortunately, it's a very sad reality. In November of '87, I was in a whole different world. After wanting to live in Hollywood for 10 years, I was there for 10 months. It was the wildest and craziest and best and worst time of my life. Regretfully, being a full-fledged addict, somehow ended up running a crack house, which wasn't planned, but I owed several $1,000s to everybody you can think of. So I found myself back on the street again. There I was at 35 years old, full-fledged addict, out of control, alcoholic, and didn't know where I was going. I didn't know if I had hope of ever getting off the street and being able to start over. After 6.5 months, thank God, I finally found a place to stay. Drugs are one of the reasons people end up homeless, but not the primary one. It can happen because of a natural disaster, a loss of a job, you lose your home is burned down, and any numerous factors can lead a person to be homeless. And don't think it can't happen to you, because it does happen to people when they least expect it. In a week, I've been out of work for 2.5 years, which means I've not had a solid paycheck. And if it weren't for my pension check, I would be dead or dying on the street myself right now. Thankfully, after a 2-year battle, I have been accepted for fully available for disability. Don't know how much it will be. I don't know when it's going to start, and it's still not going to get me out of hot water, so I'm trying to sell 600 items, and that's a full, complicated job in itself. Anyway, please take to heart the 4 poems I'm going to share. And the first one was written while I was actually in a pain hospital in Big Bear, California, back in '85, a day or two after Live Aid. And it's called Live Aid, written on July 14th, 1985. Give me a copy here. Hold on. Thank you, Lord, for Live Aid. The world now knows that we had a say. The earth must listen before it's too late. We can come together in love and not hate. The world famine must come to an end. To those hungry people, the food we must send. Listen to the voices of the millions crying. It's because they are starving and dying. Please respond to the cries of their hearts. We can give these people a brand new start. Okay, I got my phone fixed, so we'll try again. The next one is written in '86. I was living in downtown Los Angeles. I've seen Skid Row there. I've been through there. I've seen the homeless Skid Row over here in Phoenix. And on video, I've seen it throughout the world. This should not be happening, and regretfully is, because people are not caring, and Big Brother would rather spend the money on death than life. Skid Row. There are thousands of humans living on Skid Row. A lot of them have lost their minds and their souls. Many of these vagrants have given up hope. This is why they're drinking and doing dope. They live on 1st, 4th, 6th, and Spring. These are people, and not just things. They line up twice a day for their little to eat, and I've been there myself. Society at the moment has them beat. They sleep wherever they can, knowing that most others just can't understand. You'll find them on the beaches, parks, and streets. If that isn't bad enough, they continually have to worry about the cold and the heat. And you would not want to be homeless out here in 113 degrees. These fellow human beings are getting arrested all the time. Not them, but society has committed the crime. How can a country like ours let this happen anyway? All they need is friends, food, a job, and a safe place to stay. Is this asking too much for a materialistic system like ours? These people have nothing, so they hit the local bars. You will see many of them drinking on the streets in most every place. Seeing these people exist this way is a disgrace. How can this democracy say that we're really all free? It really isn't so, if you can truly see. Help give these people, young and old, a chance today. For those in the streets, there must be a better way. We can all help change the life of a fellow human being now. All of us should know the why and the how. Would you like to sleep in the snow, rain, cold, and heat? Would you like to feel you've already been beat? Come on, people, stop wasting their money on destruction and help these so-called bums. After all, these fellow human beings are not scum. The next time you see a street person, reach out your helping hand. Because don't forget, they are your fellow man. And it could be you one day if you're unfortunate. This is written while I was homeless in April '88, going around in circles, following the lyric somewhat by Bob Dylan, and I'm slightly changing the point. Like a rolling stone. I feel like a rolling stone, rolling to and fro. I have no place to call home. I have simply no place to go. Thankfully, I have my higher power to stand on. Having him as a solid foundation can't be wrong. I feel like this rolling stone is being broken into bits. Only against the solid rock can I afford to hit. I seem to roll many times against the edge of this cliff. Thankfully, I don't fall up over the side. My higher power seems to be the wind controlling the ride. I feel like a rolling stone, rolling to and fro. I have no place to go home. I have no place to go. This stone feels like he's in a whirlpool going around and around. To go. We all must continue to stand upon the rock from above. But he's the only solid foundation and he's full of love. And I was in recovery at the time, and I still am today. And it is truly a miracle that I finally got clean sober, got off the street, and got responsible. And I'm staying that way despite being in the worst pain of my life. And the last poem are called Homeless Are the Slaves, based loosely on one of the songs from John Yoko's Sometime in New York City LP. So I shouldn't like a song. The homeless are the slaves of the world. They truly are. Just look around you. The homeless are the slaves of the world. Just talk with them and you discover that it's true. We make them stand in line for clothes and food. If they don't do as society says, and they are perceived as hoods and as fools. Most of them are completely misunderstood. We put them down because they're all around in the streets. People just can't understand why they're all there. They're slaves to society's rules and the heat. For the richest country, the USA, there should be no homeless here. Perhaps they are there because no one seems to really care. The homeless are the slaves of the world. They truly are. Just look around you. The homeless are the slaves of the world. Just talk with them and discover that it's true. The government, instead of helping them, has their priorities rearranged. The homeless are slaves to the red tape train. They can't get real jobs until they first get a place to stay. Most of them have to fight to survive day by day. We insult them and put them down every day. They're called by some the lowest class humans around. Most of them spend the sunlight hours just looking for a safe place at night to stay. The system has them as slaves and it's no wonder that they're down. The homeless are the slaves of the world. They truly are. Just look around you. The homeless are the slaves of the world. Just talk with them and discover that it's true. All the system knows is how to put a band-aid on this situation. They simply don't have the money to end this homeless problem here or elsewhere. The slaves have become second class to our expensive defense. The homeless aren't only to be found as could grow all over this nation and the world. The homeless are the slaves of the world. They truly are. Look around you. The homeless are the slaves of the world. Talk with them and discover it's true. This nightmare could end if you really wanted it to. The homeless are the slaves of the world. They truly are. Just look around you. The homeless are the slaves of the world. Talk with them and discover that it's true. Having been one of the homeless who most were, so when next time you pass by a homeless person on the street, it don't take much to reach out a helping hand, give them some water, maybe a couple dollars. Let them know that somebody cares. I try to when I can. And it breaks my heart when I see these people on the street corners knowing I can't really do more than I can. If people got the priorities right, we could end the homeless problem around the world. And it's up to each individual to make a difference. It really doesn't require that much. So just reach out and touch and try to do what you can, because we're all in this together. And I hope this somehow, some way, will wake up somebody in the end. Bye.